everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be learning how to draw hands. This has been requested on my blog once, so I'm going to be doing that today. I'm not going to be teaching you how to draw a hand. In fact, I'm going to be teaching you how to draw hands in 4 different ways. Now, before I get started, some people have been asking me, what pencil do you use in your videos? And the answer is this: I use a Dixon Ticonderoga, a 2 HB. Sometimes I even go up to 3. That's mainly the pencil I use. That's the pencil I use anyway. But I don't want to force you to I have to go out and get the Dixon Ticonderoga because it's the one that Ian uses. So I have to go get it because it's how I get the best result. Well, it's entirely not true. You can use whatever pencil you want. In fact, I'm gonna go grab a few pencils to show you. Alright, so aside from the Dixon Ticonderoga, I have also used anyway, this Earthright. Let me flip it over so you can see it. The Papermate Earthright, and this is also 2 HB. I also used this is also very popular, a Mead 2 pencil, and I don't know where even this got, but I use this one a lot as well. But Dixon Ticonderoga is definitely my tops. But you can, it just goes to show that you can use any pencil that you would like to use. Well, let's get into today's video, but one more thing before we get into it. Some people have been wondering about my setup, so I'm actually gonna splice in a photo of how I actually do these things right now. That's my setup. White tripod, and just a phone. I use a 6S Apple iPhone. Well, let's get into today's video. Okay, so what I'm gonna try to do with this video is to try to draw the first hand as much in real time as possible, because it's the most basic one. Is the open palm, but the next 3 ones I'll be able to I'll do it in more time lapse, so as to not let this video go too long. But I do want to go in depth on the hand as well, so let's begin. I'm going to draw just get some basic guidelines of this hand. This is how I would normally draw a hand, and we're going to draw it 4 different ways. I'm drawing the thumb here. Then what is over here is that at this point this line goes a little bit more into it. Wait, let me focus. Sorry about that. And now I'm going to up even more for the index finger, and as you can see, I'm drawing on the very edge of my paper here. Sorry about my you know what, maybe let's zoom in. Okay, so we have zoomed in, and now I can show you these in a little bit more detail. It really doesn't go that more in. I wouldn't go any further than that. And as you can see, starting from the index finger, it's just a little bit higher than the other. And this one, a little bit lower than the other. Then this one will go as much to that way, and then most of the hands will go like that, right? And right here, and I had gone too far in here, I'm going to just do that and come in here with a nice curve. Hopefully a nice realistic hand there. Maybe I should tweak things a little right here because it looks kind of weird at this moment. Anyway, I think we've gotten it. I'm trying to focus on the bottom part of the hand, not this the other way. And it looks kind of weird, like this wasn't added. So I'm just gonna keep on going in like that. Erase some of this away and just tweak things right here. And I believe that brings us to the end of the contours. I'm just gonna do a little sleeve just to show you what I'm trying to aim for here. Anyway, I think now I'm going to grab the inking tools. I'm gonna try to go for a really subtle inking here. So I'm gonna be using the Pigma Micron 005. I usually use the 08s, but today I'm gonna really thin. So I'm just going to start with some really fast inking styles today. And later, of course, we'll come in with the coloring. As you know, most of this is I'm trying to teach you how to draw a hand here. It's not an inking tutorial, but I would like to splice it in anyway. Sorry about my hand blocking here. About the shadow, and it's gonna continue going up. Just that inking, and you know what? Now I'm going to finish this inking off in time lapse because this is really not an inking tutorial. I'm going to be back to give you some tips on coloring. So I forgot to mention one thing was a little bit of the creases in the line. So I'm going to go back to my pencil and just show you a little bit about how to do it. And then like these creases in the lines, and see if you look at your own hand, maybe you'll see those too. And that's basically it for this hand anyway. I'm just gonna quickly with the 005. We're going to before we do that, actually I'm gonna add a few more lines right here. Very easy, just add some quick strokes right here, so it makes for a good looking hand. Focus right there. And I apologize because some of this is focusing on my hand, not on the drawing, so just gonna say that. Beforehand, and now I'm going to take my kneaded eraser, erase this off, all of these lines. But I am taking a little risk here because I haven't let the ink dry. But I think the Pigma Micron is pretty good at drying pretty fast, so I think we're good. Now I'm going to take this Copic and this is a Copic sketch. Let me see if I can focus right there. Sorry about that. Focus. And this is I got this at Michael's. You can get them, and Michael's has lots of coupons, so I never had to pay the real price, which is $7.99. Actually, quite a lot of money for one Copic marker, but very much worth it if you want to get a really you know, professional looking. And I'm just gonna do a little bit of this real time. Oops, dropping my pen here. Back here. And I'm going to just go up. This brush tip is so comfortable, but the other side that I don't use as often is the chisel tip. But the brush tip is just much more softer and more comfortable to work with, you know. So I like to use that. Well, I think I'm gonna kick it into high gear, finish this off in time lapse, and we'll be right back to talk a little bit about shading. Alright, so for the shading, I will use color pencil for this. I'm just gonna come in with wait a second. Alright, now we can come in with the color pencil. This is a French gray, 50% at least it says. Soft core. I sometimes use a very thin variant of the Prismacolors, but I like using Premiere, the soft core, better because it just feels better. And bear in mind when you use the Copic, you know, to ink, to color in these, it can get in between the fingers. You don't want that, so I sort of whited it out because I accidentally colored in here. So I'm just gonna use my Posca acrylic white marker to white out this area that I accidentally colored in. But for now, I believe that kind of brings us to the end of this lesson. As soon as I finish off some of this colored pencil, I'm just gonna do that in real time. And I believe that kind of brings us to the end of this lesson. This first hand anyway. Let's move on to the next in our 4 ways to draw hands right now. Alright, so I'm just going to add some final shading, and then we're going to move the paper over. Sorry about that. I thought I was going to end this, but I forgot to do a little bit of shading here. Alright, let's move the paper over so we can move on to our next one. Let's pull out the pencil. And now I'm going to start working on the next pose, which is writing. Alright, so this next one's going to be a little bit trickier, but I'm going to try to give as much narration as I can anyway. Try to do it, but before we do that, before we start, I'm going to take a ruler, this Westcott, small one, and try to fill out this area with 2 parallel lines that will become later on the pencil. We'll figure that out later, but for now I'm going to start working on some of this in time-lapse. Okay, so I finished some of this off, and now I'm going to draw the rest of the fingers, try and do this a little bit in real time. I know I said I was going to try to do this mostly in time-lapse, but I will come back to give some more narration once I finish off some of this. This finger right here, and you know what, I'm actually looking at my own fingers working on this, and now this will be a little bonus lesson actually, because I'm also going to be teaching you how to draw a pencil. Interesting. And sorry about that, the lighting just changed. Okay, wait, let me fix that. Okay, well, I think I fixed it quite a little bit, so that we could start working on it. Let me just, alright, that's better. So, now I'm going to just draw the rest of the pencil in time-lapse, and I'll be right back to explain a little bit about what I did. Alright, so apologize for all the time lapse, but I did warn you that there would be a lot of time lapse in the next few lessons on how to draw hands. Over here, I decided to mix up with my Dixon Ticonderoga, this green one, and put a nice little blue from the blue Copic sketch marker that I have lying around. And I also used a pink from the Prismacolor over there, and an orange for the pencil, Prismacolor also. And I also added these nail, the nail over here, as you can see, and also these lines here, so we can make it a little bit more realistic. And I'm gonna go back to my French gray and add a little bit of more shading. So there we go, our second way to draw hands, and now we're going to go on to the next one, which is a fist. And you know what, I'm going to refocus one more time, just so we can zoom in right here, move the paper a little bit, and we will start the fist line. And you know what, I'm gonna switch to my Dixon Ticonderoga once again. This will be I don't think I have actually much more space, so we might have to do one more down here. What's this thing? Anyway, so let's do it. I'm going to do some of this in flying around. Let's do this in a little bit of this in time lapse, and we'll be right back to explain a little bit of stuff. Okay, so what we have here is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parallel lines, and we're going to just make these into fingers. And this we're not gonna make it. These two we're not gonna make it as much because there's gonna be a thumb right here, and like that. and that, and then go up a little bit more, and then down, and then that's basically it. And we got our fist. We still got to add a lot of details though, and let's do that right now. Okay, so time for some inking. I thought I would do some of this real time, just to jump in with it. And what I've done is I've broadened this out a little bit, and so we can have a little bit more space, and move that up there. And this is really not an inking tutorial, so I will not be giving much pointers, unfortunately. But if you would like another inking tutorial, I have a few inking tutorials actually, or anyway, inking tutorials hidden inside my videos. Some of my videos, most of my videos, I just speed through the inking and time lapse, but some of my videos do have full length inking in which I do not do any time lapse at all. I just ink the whole thing through, and I'm just going to give you the secret video. One of them is the Tintin video, how to draw Tintin, how to color Tintin anyway, and that is one that I do not use any time lapse at all. I just, you know, do all the inking in real time. But one thing is for sure, this is not a real time video, so I'm gonna go through all the coloring and shading in time lapse, and we'll be right back to do the 4th lesson. So again, not that perfect. I wouldn't consider myself an expert in drawing hands, but this is the best I could do. And in terms of video wise, I think I could spend a lot more time doing it if I wasn't on video and I wasn't getting rushed, because this video can't be, I need to narrate it and everything. So because some things I cannot narrate very well. So like manga and anime drawing, for example, that I'm not very good at doing that. But let's unveil the very last of the lessons, what we're going to be doing today, and that will be the thumbs up sign. And gonna be working on this a little bit in real time, then we're gonna finish this off, the entire thing in time lapse. So let us get into it. I'm just going to be like that, 2 parallel lines right here, then one line going up, and it goes in a little bit, then up all the way again, like, you know, like that. You can, you know, some people could twist it all the way back. It's kind of weird, but finish off the fingers. And there we go, we have the contours done, but the details still need some work though, so let's get that done in there, and let's get in the inking stage, and we'll be right back with some final words. Alright, so there you have it, my 4 ways to draw hands, and I'm just going to go back to the Pigma Micron because I believe this might still need some work here, but I believe it is high time I put down the pen right here. So to wrap up this video, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you want to watch more videos like this. I think I may put more hand videos in the future, than very near future, but for now, I believe it is time that we finally lay down the pen, wrap this video up, and thank everyone for watching. The part where everyone hates the most, in which I try to promote my books, so I'm not going to promote my books today. But please go check them out at my website, and we'll be back with another one next time.